And thank you. Welcome back to the studios. Once again, don't forget to get social with us. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me at Rhina Valentin while you're there. All right. So, our next guest is a producer, musician, and the CEO of Platinum Boy Music. He's worked with over 80 artists such as J-Lo, Chris Brown, French Montana, and Trey Songz, to name a few. He's also Trey Songz' musical director and tour drummer. However, the one thing we can say about this Bronx boy, Amadeus, is he's all about giving back to the community and inspiring individuals to live their dreams, which is what inspired his Music 101 College Tour. Joining us now to share more on Platinum Boy Music and the Music 101 Tour, we welcome Platinum Boy CEO Antwan Amadeus Thompson.
What an introduction.
I want everybody to know who you are.
Well, thank you, Queen. Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
And I especially love the fact that you always refer to me as Queen.
That's what you are?
I appreciate that. That's a king for you, right?
Yes,
there.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Kings recognize queens.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's how you live in, like a king.
Absolutely.
But a humble king.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you coming here.
I'm home.
Every
I'm
chance
home.
you can.
Yes,
When
yes.
you're here
Yes.
in New York, I mean, I know you're from here, you live here, but you travel a lot.
Yes.
And we just love that you always find the time to come back and give it back to
Absolutely.
our audience.
Thank you so much.
You've done a lot since your last visit last year. I think
Yes.
you're visiting
Yeah,
annually
you know,
now,
do
right?
it yearly, yes. Check
and we
in
love
with you.
that.
Gotta check in
that's
with you.
what we love the updates. And I just want to kick off with the Rolling Stone article, just because I was like, yes, yes. What was that like for you?
You know what? A dream come true. You know, growing up as a kid, you know, it first starts off with like the Source magazine and Vibe and all of these different hip hop magazines. But then you reach Billboard and you're like, one day I dream of possibly being featured, you know, in a Billboard magazine or in a Billboard article. And that dream came true. Took me 17 years to get it, you know, but it's here. And I bring that up because people think that just because they're talented and gifted that things happen overnight. And obviously I'm explaining that it took me 17 years to get that article, to get that feature. So, you know, it takes hard work.
It does take hard work, dedication, and giving back,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because you have to create that space
Absolutely.
to receive.
Yes.
Right. And so the one thing, okay, let's talk a little bit about how you've produced all these major talents, and in that process, you were able to design and create your own label,
Yes.
and how you are, in addition to that, like discovering new talent, you're over there, I guess, inspiring the possible new talent
Yes.
and or producers,
Yes.
right? So you're not just focusing on discovering talent, you're focusing on discovering producers as well.
Absolutely.
And because that's really your
Yes,
origins, although
yes.
you dip your hands in all these
Yes.
other departments
Absolutely.
within the music
Yes.
industry.
Yes. You know, growing up and figuring out my way in the music business, you know, I had to do it alone. Of course, I had guidance here and there, but no one really gave me the blueprint and said, this is the do's, this is the don'ts, watch out for that, do that. So, you know, I wanted to do the opposite of that. You know, so my partner and I, Michael Daniel, we created the Music 101 College Tour to just, you know, educate individuals about the music business, but then also teach them about all of the different areas and jobs there are in the business. You know, everybody wants to be an artist, a producer, songwriter, a superstar, but it's like people that are behind the scenes that make a lot of money that allow and push these artists to be who they are today. You know what I mean? So from barbers to stylists to production managers to sound engineers to A&Rs to management, so many different things. And people, it opens up people's eyes to say, okay, well, I can do this, I can do that, besides being an artist. So that's kind of what we wanted to do.
Right, because everybody kind of thinks like, oh, it's all about being the rap artist, but they
Right.
don't realize all the other components that come with it.
Yes.
And so that kind of leads me into how you became Trey Songz, musical director
Man.
and drummer.
Yes, multitasking.
Talk about it. And we
me.
haven't even talked about the Vegas
Right.
residency.
No. Busy man, busy man.
I know. That's why I'm like
We,
all
you know,
excited you're
we-
here.
we were in the
bringing it back
studio.
home.
We were-
Yes.
We were in studio
Uh-huh.
working on a song with Mike Jones. They were both signed to Warner Brother Atlantic Records at the time. And I remember Mike saying, we need an artist, an R&B vocalist on this song. And we threw out Trey Songz, we threw out Amarion, we threw out Tyrese. And, you know, this was before I was working with Trey. And, excuse me, and Trey, you know, everything about him, his energy, his vocal ability, his swag, his style fit the song. And, you know, we reached out to the label, got him in a day or two later, got in the studio, and here he was. We were all creating this song, and it was a drum set in the corner. And I was like, you know, I play drums, right? And both Trey and Mike was like, You play no drums, man. I said, listen, I'm a producer. You hear the drums on a track. You know, this is how it started for me. And, you know, they kind of laughed it off. And I just put it out there. I said, you know, one day, you know, you're going to need a band. And when you need a band, call me. And I'll put the band together. A year later, I got the phone call and then from his manager at the time, Delonte Murphy, you ready to put the band together? And I was like, nah. You know, I just kind of like said it, put it out there.
Right.
You know, something that I would love to do. And when I got the phone call, I was definitely unprepared. I never have done it before and was nervous, but I accepted the job. You know, I had another friend of mine who was already a music director for Case and Casey and JoJo. And I tried to give him the job because it was what he was already. And he was like, no, 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 you're gonna do it. They gave me an opportunity. You know, this is how I got here. Now here's your opportunity to do the same. I'll give you whatever information you need. I'll help you wherever you need. And here I am today, 10 years later, you know, music director with Trey Songz. We toured almost the entire world. BT and 106 in Park and Australia and Africa. And all by just saying, you know, let me put the band together. You know, you got to speak things into existence.
I love that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You're
yes.
living proof of it.
Yes, yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about how you work with, you work with Atlantic Records, right? Hitman, right?
Bad Boy, yes.
Right? And then you have your own. So
Yes.
how is that for you? And how do you remain impartial?
It's different. You know, it's different. You know, but with the knowledge that I've gained with working with all of the artists that I work with and all of the labels that I work with, you know, I felt like there's an amazing talent out there that need a chance, that deserve a chance to share their gifts and talents with the world, and we want to do that at Platinum Boy Music. You know what I mean? It started with just me as a musician, as a producer, and then transitioned into becoming a company. Producers, songwriters, artists, Captain D-Mac, Flyboy Maestro, Music 101 College Tour. So we're just doing all kind of different things to just help and allow people to help live their dreams.
So you have brought a few of your artists, right? And we'll talk about them in a minute.
Okay.
But I'm really curious to know how you choose your artists. And so does your label have a certain brand of talent that you represent? And how do you find them?
Well, we created something called the Sit Down. And with this event, a lot of artists, producers, you know, creators reach out to us, whether it's online, IG, or you know, social media platforms, to try to be seen and heard. And it's not enough time in a day for me to click on every link, for me to take every CD, take every, you know, gig stick. So we created this event to sit down and to meet with the different artists and talent that's out here. And that's how it all came about, where we met Captain D-Mac. He came in, played his songs, played his recordings, you know, heard Flyboy Maestro, and it was just like a thing where I just fell in love with them, you know what I mean? And they're men, so I had to be careful, pause. But everything that they represented was just dope, you know what I mean? It was a feeling, it was a vibe. It's really hard to explain. It's just something that you feel when you hear something.
It sounds like an open call type of thing.
Yes.
So how often do you have these? Do you literally put an open call, or you do it kind of like on the DL?
Well, no, I put open call to all social media, you know, on our website as well. Excuse me, we have one this Saturday, actually tomorrow.
Oh,
we have
you
one
do?
tomorrow, where you go to the website, www.platinumboymusicworldwide.com, under the program section, and you sign up, you register, you sign up, you get a slot. I need some water.
I know, our segment's almost over. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm hanging in there.
I know, hang in there.
It's
We're
early,
almost
you
done.
know,
Yeah,
us
well,
producers,
no, I
you know,
I feel you. I'm sorry.
nine
But not
hours.
in the middle of our segment.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I mean, because all we're going to see is a hand bringing water.
Yes,
you
we
know,
don't want to see that.
But it's almost over.
But this is a moment to you know, sometimes things might not be the way you want it.
Right.
Things may be a challenge. Things may be difficult, but you got to push through.
Right.
You can't give up. Somebody may not be there to help you with a helping hand, but you got to fight and you got to push through. And this is what I did to become who I am today. So with this note, I'm gonna keep pushing.
I love the
You gotta turn it into something. You gotta turn it into something.
I loved it. It was a great closure too. It was a great closure. And you guys, once again, that was hot. Amadeus, that's it. And for more information, if you were listening, he did offer you guys the opportunity to join the open call. You can go to learn more about the open call by visiting PlatinumBoyMusicWorldwide.com. That's PlatinumBoyMusicWorldwide.music.com. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, one of Platinum Boy artists will take the stage. So don't go anywhere. Don't want to miss that.